Is landing in nicely?
We all centered, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's just connecting.
You got the pictures in the background?
Good. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hi. So, I'm pretty excited about today's live session because we made a little field trip. You remember those field trips when you were in elementary school and you couldn't wait to do them? And like the teacher would tell you a week before? So I've been thinking about this one for like a week before. Let me do a quick intro and tell you where we are. We are at Deep6. We're at their, I'll call it their assembly manufacturing headquarters here. And it is in Georgia, but about an hour and a half south of Atlanta. And I have the two founders with me. I have Chris Richardson and I have Landon Lassiter. And what we're going to do today is a couple of different things. We're going to give you the opportunity to talk to these guys because not only do they own Deep6, which by the way, these are the fins, flippers. And these are the regulators that
I'm
I
out.
use.
No, I'm out.
So with
No, they're flippers, Gus.
No, I'm
No,
out.
and straight up, they're flippers.
And I switched to these because you gave them to me, and
Yeah.
you said
Yeah,
they're amazing cave divers and instructors and instructor trainers in cave, so they're way beyond our level. But he's like, just try them. I'm like, okay, how different can they be?
I had to overcome the fact that
I'm done diving any other fins.
I had to overcome the fact they weren't pink. Although there might be a
They're
surprise
orange.
coming there.
They're orange, but it was worth it. And then and then he comes up to me, he looks at my regs, and they're not pretty and streamlined or whatever. And he just starts handing me his regs, which he did make pink or whatever. First stage and second stage, changes my necklace, changes my long hose. I'm like, totally deep sixed. So I'm deep sixed.
But how to dive?
Amazing. I'm seriously, they and I think the reason is because you guys made what you probably wanted as professional cave divers.
Anybody that knows me knows that I only do what I want.
So that's really special when you're not only in the product.
But let's go
business.
back to the flippers. Gus,
Oh my gosh.
you
Fins.
had an immediate visceral reaction when I said flipper. Why?
Because I don't like that word. They're
Why don't
fins.
you like that word? Why?
Because they're fins.
Why did divers start calling these fins?
I have no idea, but that's how I call
So
them.
let me tell you my observation.
You're not gonna change my mind, Chris.
We're gonna have the discussion.
He's an instructor,
Important
trainer
discussion.
of the
Okay,
trainers.
That's not even the point.
Listen.
All right. I'm just getting old enough now that I can have this discussion.
I don't
Okay.
So when I was a kid growing up in Jacques Cousteau,
Absolutely
all
my
right,
idol.
I'm not old enough to say that I grew up on Sea Hunt. That's the generation before me. But Jacques Cousteau, and every Sunday morning, used to watch it. Jacques Cousteau called them flippers. Everyone called them flippers in diving. I got certified in 1981. I was 13, and they were just starting to call them fins. And the whole thing is, snorkelers use flippers. We're better than snorkelers. We're divers. We use
I'm
fins.
starting to like
And
this.
this was an elitism thing, that we started to call them fins instead of flippers. But the truth is, everyone, UGT divers in World War II, Jacques Cousteau, Hans Ha, they all called them flippers. And then we had to have the ego in the industry of saying, we're going to call them fins. But you know what's funny about that?
I'm not going.
You know what's funny?
The second you say it was an ego-driven thing,
And here's
guys,
what's
these
funny
are my
about
flippers.
that. You have...
Stop.
I have flippers.
No.
We're not better than
No,
anybody.
but it's even better, right? What are we? Are we fish or mammals?
I was about to say
Mammals.
an argument for this.
Well,
We're mammals,
that's,
right?
Don't-
wait.
That's
No,
opening a can of
We
worms.
can
That
talk about that as well.
Let me
I might say I'm a hybrid.
Yeah, well, I'd love to have 50 gills, but so Landon actually did like a whole master's degree talking on science stuff. What is the difference between the propulsion between a marine mammal and a fish?
Well, fish have fins and mammals have flippers.
That's like scientific, right?
Yeah.
So, what should we be using? We use flippers.
I mean, literally, the most well-known
I'm a
dolphin in the
flipper.
world is
That's-
I'm a flipper guy from now on.
We are using flippers.
wow.
Oh, by the way, when I was a kid, the other show that was on, Omaha Wild Kingdom, which occasionally had diving stuff.
Loved it.
I got excited when it was diving stuff. And this was like my Sunday morning, 3 channels of TV in Nova Scotia. We had Jacques Cousteau, Omaha Wild Kingdom, and then we had Flipper. And that was
Flipper.
my diving morning.
But then we
every-
moved him to the Miami
every
Dolphins
Sunday.
Stadium. Remember
Yeah,
that?
and I lived on a lake up in Nova Scotia. And, you know, from April on, as soon as that was done, I was swimming. So that
Somebody
Really
just
got-
asked, hold on, because
Okay.
the questions are coming. Deep6, can you ship to Malta?
can I ship to Malta?
Yes.
Actually, for $1,500, I delivered to Malta personally.
Deliver
yeah,
in person.
Yeah, we can absolutely ship to Malta. Just on our website, if you put it in the cart and you put in your address, it will bring up the shipping.
So really, the bigger
we
question
don't
is,
surcharge on the shipping, by the way. There are a million surcharges right now for fuel and everything else. The rates kind of make us go, holy crap.
so
and
international is not a problem for you.
it's
in
not a
general.
problem.
Okay.
Not a problem.
It's just
And
a
we
lot of
pass
people.
on our savings for it too.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the rate, but it's below the rack rate if I just walked into a UPS store.
So worldwide,
Yeah.
basically that just told you that all this
No, we're
stuff
not
is
shipping to
worldwide.
Russia right now.
You know, later we're going to do a tour because you're seeing, you're not really seeing all that they have, but basically they can pretty much. Well, why don't you tell them what exactly is your product line? What can you take care of
Well,
in
Our
general?
primary big sellers are definitely the fins and the regs. The new wristwatch computer, that's actually coming up too. I'd say those
That's
are like
doing
our
really well.
three. Those are our three top sellers on like
Yeah,
an annual
yeah.
And your
basis.
computer is a full CCR compatible or is it recreational?
So what I've wound up doing is the computer right now is a single gas nitrox computer, but me and someone else have been working on rewriting the actual firmware. So now it is going to be multi-gas. So we're gonna have two versions. The Tech Lite version is gonna be multi-gas, 3 gases.
the
It
Tech Lite
does-
is the standard version.
Yeah,
when you
standard-
buy it, this is
the
what you
standard
get.
version.
Okay.
All right.
And so you're gonna get 3
Very simple.
gases, user settable gradient factors. We've added a lot of new cool screens to it with like tissue saturations for all the compartments. There's like sealing, everything else.
Price range?
Price range is $350 for the Tech Lite version.
That's solid.
And we're gonna do a full tech version that is full trimix, 10 gases, CCR, so fixed set point. That one's gonna be $399.
Very reasonable.
So, but-
By the way, you think you maybe like we're out here in the country talking to country boy. I want you to make sure you heard that. I'm going to rewrite the software. Oh, by the way, he's a medical doctor. I think an MBA.
Yeah,
An MBA. And he knows how to write software apparently.
And he's
Oh,
training
he's
for
a
the
total
Olympics.
geek. Total geek.
Look, the medical degree actually came in pretty useful.
All right, somebody says, I want a Deep6 regulator so much.
Oh, you should.
Funny enough, today we are giving one away as part of
We
this.
are. So one of the people
giveaway.
watching this is going to be able to get lucky and get a Deep6.
But we have to announce how. Like they're gonna say, well, how do I get lucky? What's the contest, or what are we gonna do, Gus?
Patrick Shaner, $50 super chat saying just to say Deep6 is great.
Thanks, Patrick.
So
You're
awesome.
awesome. He's a good
Appreciate
friend of
it,
ours. He
man.
was
That's cool.
my rebreather student. And
thanks, Patrick.
He's just a great guy. We need to put
More
Deep6
people
on.
asking, can you ship to Europe? Can you ship to whatever? I think the
Yeah.
answer is the same. We'll ship anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, there are a couple places that are a little bit more complex. North Korea, traditionally, Russia lately. You know,
Ukraine could be
some of the more obscure Asian countries can get interesting. More so at that end, they end up just dying in customs. And
Yeah.
Mexico, oh god. You
Our
think
primary
Yeah.
carrier for international is UPS, so
Yeah.
pretty much anywhere they can deliver, we can get something there.
Okay, now some of you may
So-
be asking, what if you have a problem with your regulator? Like, could they service them here? Well,
Yes.
what's the answer to that?
Absolutely, we service them here. So that's one of the things that we should talk about because I have long been a proponent as an instructor of knowing. It started on the tech side. From my own journey, when I became more proficient at understanding and servicing regulators, I had a greater comfort in the equipment that I was using on the dives that I was doing, and I realized that it made me safer as a diver. So fast forward a whole bunch of years, and when it came to running gear company, one of the things that I decided that I wanted to do is allow people to service it, and that was considered pretty, how do you say that?
Radical.
Controversial, radical, or whatever. As a matter of fact, I remember once I was at
Polarizing.
I can be cool. I was at a dive show in New Jersey, and I had a couple dive shop owners walk up to my booth telling me that they wanted me to come outside with them because they were going to tune me up over the fact that I was taking the business away from them on the servicing, which wasn't what I was doing. The fact is people have been servicing their own gear, and I believe in the right to repair movement. And
I
I
like
also
that.
believe it makes people a safer diver if they know how to do it and they want to put the time to learn how to do it properly. So we made the course available through TDI. They came on the journey and said, yeah, sure, Chris, you know, if you want to do this, I think you're a little crazy, but let's run it by legal, and we did. And they approved the specialty.
Well, I know somebody that is
Yeah.
horrible at servicing and has no idea really how to service.
Don't
their
say
gear
it.
And wants to take the class so I can be a Deep6 regulator service technician.
Yeah, well, you know what's
I'm
funny?
signing
So-
up, and we can film that. I'm
So
going to be
the
in that
class
class.
is available. We got some instructors that can do it. Occasionally, you know, with COVID, we started doing a lot of them by Zoom. We still kept one of the instructors and let them do it by Zoom and stuff like that, and that is a possibility.
No, I'm coming here for mine. But
One of the things that has been interesting is a lot of people that decide to take the class, and then they learn more about their gear and they're more comfortable, and they realize they don't want to spend the time to do it. They'll then ask the instructor, "Hey man, will you service my gear?" You
They're
know?
saying, what is your turnaround time for servicing regulators? So that you get it, how long does it take to send it back?
Under
Oh.
a week. I mean, they're turning
Always
around
under a week. Normally
24,
2-3
48
days.
hours.
2 or 3
Right
days?
under a week.
Okay.
Now,
Great.
we normally kind of go stupid around Black Friday with our sales, and for a whole month here, we are running perpetually like a week behind on shipping. Normally, we ship the next day.
Okay.
All right, other than weekends. Normally.
All right, I gotta-
That time of the year, we run 3-4 days before shipping, and servicing normally gets probably 2 weeks to get a service.
Okay.
Okay, several questions about this I have to ask.
Yeah.
Will you ever make, I don't know if people are using this word flippers, on,
Because
Well,
the
because
right
that's
in-
what
word.
we
in
dive.
the-
We dive
no,
with flippers.
no.
It's
we
the
don't.
right word.
Well, I am a flipper
That's not.
user
It's the
of
correct
Deep6 Eddy flippers.
you're all wrong.
And all my flippers.
But
All my
will you
flippers.
ever make it in neon pink, somebody asked,
Yes.
or any other
Yes.
color but white, black, blue, and orange?
Well, neon
I think you
pink-
should just make them in orange.
I
if
think
you ask
neon
me.
We
pink
also
is a
make them in
must.
green. We also have green.
You also have green?
Yeah.
Okay,
This
so,
and neon pink would be.
Oh, not
amazing.
not flippers. I'm thinking regulators. I'm
Can
sorry.
I get some neon pink flippers? Eventually.
All right, you know the color of your second stages, which is a pink fuchsia
Yes.
mix or something
Fine.
like that.
people are asking for purple.
Have a
Well,
look at the second stage, like pinkish purple that we have. That
is there one out there? You
yeah,
Go grab one, bro.
That's the
probably
one
gonna
I
be
use. I
likely.
use that for my
So-
second stage, and I would love to have those.
Somebody says, how about multicolor? That could be cool.
No. Multi-cover. no.
Just
No, that's out.
No,
I like the
that's,
honest.
that's an engineering.
Yeah, look
detailer.
at this beauty.
Yeah.
And underwater, it kind of takes on its own color. This
It's
is
a
the one that he
purple-
gave
it's,
me.
It's a purplish pink, and we have those fins on order, don't we?
Yeah, that's gonna be the pink
Love
color
this
that we
thing.
wind up having.
Yeah.
Big,
They're probably going to be here midsummer.
Yeah,
Late summer.
probably late summer.
the
late
pink, the pink
summer.
ones.
Yeah.
about late
Alright, so
summer.
my
So
pink flippers.
right now, one of the things that's happened with everything going on in the economy in the world is the shipping takes a lot longer. What used to take 5 weeks now takes like 3 months. And the other thing that's happened is the minimum order quantity for raw materials, like the plastic we use in the fin, it takes longer to get. So our lead time used to be like 90 days on fins, and then another month to get to us, so like 4 months. Right now our lead time's like 9 months. So
Somebody's asking, what fins are those? We haven't even talked about the name or
These
what.
these flippers are
Deep6 Eddy.
Deep6 Eddy. That's all I
Eddy
dive
fins.
now in cave diving. I've just gotten rid of all my other flippers.
So the reason we
Which
can't
is what
do
I'll only call
this
them
is
that.
this is a plastic, and it's a single shot into a mold. Okay, so you can't do the multiple colors. So the jet style fins or the rubber fins that you see out there, which are like twice as heavy with the multi colors, it's actually really neat how they make those. They're made in a mold, but it presses hydraulically, a tremendous heat and pressure. And you actually lay down rubber sheets that look a little bit like a mouse pad, but they're pure rubber, and you lay them down and it presses it. So when you do those multicolor ones, you can lay like different colors and then press it, and that's how you get that multicolor. But because this is an injection molding process, we can only do the single color.
Well, how did it work? I'm always curious about this. You get these manufactured for you, but did you sit down with them and say, "Let me tell you the design and why. The why behind the how is that Sorensen would say,
Yeah.
why is this here? Why are these holes here? Why are they shaped this
This
way?
is like a culmination of what 18 to 24 months of solid work back
So
and
tell us
forth.
about
it.
and
I
think that's
and
really interesting.
arguing and
Yeah, so I'm not an engineer. I know what I like though and what I want. And I actually had wanted a lighter version of the traditional jet fin. And
Yeah.
and you know,
What I used to
some of the
use.
ones out there, another one that I had been involved with actually when it came out quite a while ago, didn't quite turn out the way I want it. And it's a good fin, but I wanted a better fin for us. So I sat down and I said, well, you know, I like the jet fin. I want the blade, but then I put this curvature in here so there's a little bit more cupping.
What is this hole for?
That hole is actually
To hang it.
hanging.
Just for hanging. That,
Yeah.
Or clipping off, you know.
Okay.
to
Yeah.
make sure you're
So I wanted that. I put this here. That this
Yeah. Let me show 'em.
doesn't
See, like, can you
exist.
see there's like a
Yeah.
cupping?
So let me ask a question while you talk about this. A lot of people are saying, number one, I love them because they have them and they love them. Number two is I already have another pair of similar fins. Why would I get this? Can you talk
Well-
about the stiffness? Can you talk about the buoyancy?
They're half the weight. They
They're half
said-
the weight.
They are.
Everybody's always asking me, Chris, what's the exact buoyancy of this thing? Well, the funny thing about that is each size is different. The specific gravity of the material is actually just slightly buoyant, all right? However, remember that depending on what water you're in, freshwater, saltwater, how much salinity, how much minerals are in the water, the specific gravity of that water is going to be slightly different too. So when you look at the specific gravity of the material, it's against distilled water, so it gets kind of, there's no exact perfect answer. Plus every size has a different amount of material, different displacement. The spring strap is the heaviest part of this fin flipper. I do it too.
You can change
You were
slightly.
going good.
Yeah, so the but the bottom line is these fins right around neutral. Sometimes, depending on the size and where you are at, they'll be slightly negative in freshwater, or sometimes they'll be just slightly positive. But sometimes people got in the water and they're like, oh wow, they're completely absolutely neutral.
You
So
can
it depends on the
change
size,
one or
which-
the other by just
which-
removing the pull tab.
Yeah.
Literally just the weight of the pull tab will change them from positive to negative sometimes.
This
Let me
is
just
not
give you a
super
quick,
fast.
just from a Woody standpoint, if that matters. I used to use the Scuba Pro jet fins when I was cave diving. He just said, "Do me a favor, try these." I was like, "Okay." I put
Well, that
them
was-
on, and because my feet were heavy, I was finding it heavy, and I would have to kick up. Finding it, I put these on, man, and it's like, whoop.
And that was one of the other things I wanted. So I wanted that blade. I did a couple very small changes, nothing groundbreaking. I wanted a different material so it's lighter. The foot pocket on those old style traditional fins are square. Your foot's not square. You're not a Lego man, right? I wanted a foot pocket that was better shaped for the foot. And so we worked on this foot pocket for a long time, coming up with the shape. And of course, everybody has different shape, so you can't get it perfect for everyone, but this works for a whole lot of people. The other thing is it does, when your foot goes in those square, older style ones, it's often just the front part of your foot that's stuck in there.
Exactly.
And-
that was for me.
and
That
until-
was the case.
And the funny thing is,
You
when
could
your foot
cramp
goes,
from it. I was
when this
cramping.
goes all the way back to into your foot, when you kick, you have full support of that fin in your foot, and your foot is, you don't, you know,
It was cramping. Imagine it's bending you like this, so it started to
Well, it
cramp
will
me, and I was
cramp.
losing.
Yeah.
With this, I'm not cramping it.
absolutely. And so this gives you a little bit more power transfer.
Yeah.
So I wanted that, and then I wanted the spring strap attachment. So those were kind of the criteria I wanted, and then we just started 3D modeling, and eventually we got to where we wanted on 3D modeling, and we built the molds, and I was in Taiwan, and we did the first shot. Now we went through almost 30 different plastics that we tested out, and finally we got to this one and we shot it. And what I do in Taiwan is I'll often go to the municipal pool by the hotel and jump in and try some of these sample things. And I jumped in the pool and then I'm like, okay, well this is cool, but now I gotta go diving. So an hour north of Taiwan, on the north coast of Taiwan, there's actually some incredible
You may
diving.
need a tester in the future.
Yeah,
I'm just
so,
thinking.
you know, I
wanna
spend all my
dive in
weekends when I'm
north
over
coast
there
of
working
Taiwan.
diving. So off I went, and the first time I jumped in the water, I was blown away. It was more than I expected, and I attribute it more to luck than anything else because I thought it was going to be good. I did not anticipate how much I'd enjoy it.
And you,
All right.
you
A couple more questions
Yeah,
because
go
they're
ahead.
they're
Yeah.
just going. Do you have any dealers in Europe?
No, not yet. If you're dive shop in Europe, you want to be one, reach out.
how do they reach out?
Through the website, our
Okay.
contact info is
Yeah.
there. They can send us an email,
Sales
sales at deep6gear.com.
Yeah.
The phone
Sales
number's up
at
there.
Deep6.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, so one of the things, our regulators are CE. Most of our products are CE. We're working towards getting them all CE. There's a whole lot more paperwork, and for a setup company, it's also getting those CE done is actually ridiculously expensive.
Yep.
You know,
So
so
some people going through it. It's
Somebody
Right, you know,
somebody
you-
asked, can you try them before you buy them? I'm not really sure
I
how.
don't know.
well, where it depends where you're located.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in Florida, there are some places you can go.
We
But-
do have demo centers.
We have-
we have like,
Yeah, they're on the
multiple
website.
types of
Certain
dealer,
dive
right?
shops.
So
Yeah.
so some dive shops are demo centers,
Okay.
and we require demo centers to have product on hand for testing.
Yeah.
You know, before purchase.
Okay. Any other questions in there? Gus?
They're asking what's the website for the companies. Deep6gear.com, right?
Yep, the number 6.
Gus is
Yeah.
typing it in.
Yeah.
Just typed it in.
So yeah, the flippers have been like,
These
A lot of
flippers,
fun.
these flippers.
Man,
game
the other thing
changing.
about them too is there's multiple configuration options. You can take the pull tab off if you want, just put some webbing over the spring.
and it comes
They
with the
come-
webbing.
I did mine
Yeah.
with the webbing. That was hard.
Yeah,
That
well,
was really hard to get in there.
now that you're getting into DPV and caves, what I find with this, every now and then it will just touch the cave or something, and it kind of pushes it down on my ankle, and I don't like it. So that's why the webbing is there.
Yeah, I
Okay.
removed mine too. The other thing too, like the stainless steel spring, I don't think we've had really any of them break.
No,
We had one break when someone hit it with a boat prop.
there is
Wow.
there's a lifetime warranty on these
Yeah.
things. I've only actually had
Really? So
Look, the
Anything that-
initial shot run, we took some of them and threw them on the roof at the factory. They're still there, and the plastic hasn't cracked.
5 years later.
that's hilarious.
Like 5 years
Solid,
later. Now
man.
look, the color, the dye color has come out, but
Yeah.
literally the plastic, you can get up there and still move it. It's still flexible. Like
Wow.
there are no
Awesome.
cracks in it. The
And,
UV
and I don't
damage
know
is
if you've ever
minimal.
been in Taiwan. There's a moderate amount of air pollution, a lot of sun, and a lot of heat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of sun and a lot of heat. But yeah, lifetime warranty on the fins, flippers. I'm bad.
Flippers.
I've only actually had one customer call me out and said, you know, the rubber compound completely broke down. I'm like, what? And he, I think he was having fun with me. He's like, yeah, let me send you a picture on Facebook. He sent me a picture, and you know the Incredible Hulk, how it's all those chunks and like that's what the fin looked like. And I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get that back. I gotta figure out what's going on. I was like freaking out. I'm like, what happened? And then he comes back, he goes, Chris, I'm not sending them back to you, I'm keeping them. I'm like, dude, I really want to figure out what happened to that pair of fins. So, oh no, I can tell you what happened. I'm a commercial diving, and I was diving in this. He was literally diving in an acid vat. And he goes, I was shocked that my fins, even though they look like this, they're still usable. I went through a dry suit.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, you had me going, you jerk.
The other good thing about the fins is we have 4 different sizes, right, in the injection mold. But the spring straps on them are adjustable as well with the 2 fixed points on each side. So you really have 3 tightness settings for the spring strap. So I mean, they fit a wide range of small differences in fit.
Just with a nut driver, adjustable.
Yeah,
and
you
a
can just use
screwdriver.
that driver,
I mean,
take
my
it
foot
out,
size is
slide
like
it
an
up.
8.5, and they're just perfection on me.
But you know, that's one of the things too. We have a chart on the website for the sizing. A lot of people look at it and it's like, oh, I wear a large and X brand, so I should just get a large from you. No, you should go read our sizing chart and follow what it says. You know? If you have any questions, reach out.
Yeah,
There's
so in a
dimensions,
little while, everybody,
weight.
it's really cool. We're gonna walk around here, we're gonna tour, and I'll probably throw together a few regs, and then not, you know, a couple. If you happen to get that one and the shipping, you can send it back if there's any problems.
But, yeah.
And by the way, they have a forklift. That's all I'm saying. I saw a forklift, and I'm pretty good on those.
Yeah.
You're not going.
So I'm gonna have to be lifting.
So
something.
yeah, I mean, we talked about, we have the regulators, we got flippers, we've got our computer, we've got masks, we've got dry suits, we have
Wetsuit. Did you have
wings.
wetsuits?
Well,
We closed up the
Okay.
wetsuits.
Close that down.
We, you know, the wetsuits, truthfully, they're an awesome wetsuit. We did them before we had enough reach for enough inventory turn,
Okay.
and the minimum order quantity is huge, and the lead time right now is 18 months on them. So we just had to pivot away from the wetsuits to stuff with better inventory turn for cash flows in their company. You were saying you're a CPA? What would you advise me if I said I had 1.2 inventory turns a year?
On that one, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
So,
so
that, especially with the lag and so forth.
yeah.
What
it
about
just
that
got-
big SMB?
We have SMBs.
Those are new. Those are
We have
nice. We
SMBs.
got those, yeah.
We have dry bags. Do you want to grab a dry bag?
Yeah, the dry bags actually didn't
And
pop
bring
up.
the
That-
SMB in as well. Cause
Yeah,
it's
that
good.
one doesn't
I
have
like
a cat. That one doesn't have a cat on it.
It's a good looking product.
and other stuff, shirts and
Yeah, I'll bring the SMB. Or he's grabbing it.
Dry bags.
that's
It's a
awesome.
really nice dry bag.
Yeah, truly dry bags with a dry zipper.
That's
If
awesome.
we can put the
actually.
Dive Talk logo on the other side, it'd be
You
like
know,
that.
Deep 6
Special
Dive
edition.
Talk.
We can
Pretty
do that
nice
for
looking.
you.
Nice.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
That's nice.
Gus.
Yes.
If you want to order these
Mm.
with your logo and Deep6 logo both on there, we can do that. But I'm only going to put one condition on it.
Okay.
They have to be pink.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
of course. That will fly.
dude.
Yes.
We have
Come
to
on,
do
it'll
a
fly.
pink one.
I was thinking we were gonna do something people wanted, but
Well, we can do orange and black and pink.
yes, orange
Well,
and
not
black.
all
on
in
there.
one bag. Orange and black on one bag, and then pink and black on the other.
All right,
How's
let's
that
do
sound?
it, and we'll see
We'll
which
talk
ones.
about that. But no, these are awesome bags.
Really
I do enjoy them.
Cool, cool, cool.
Surprisingly, we put them on the shelf. We got 2 cats that ended up living here. It's a long story.
I'll take a picture of one.
Yeah, they like laying on it. So if you're allergic to cats and you're ordering a bag, let us know and we'll make sure that we get one that's.
The cats are not laying on it.
Yeah. So
Oh, here comes more Deep 6
That's
products.
nice.
Here's your wet notes. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful SMB.
for those of you that remember how to
Open this
write, we have wet notes.
It's a safety item for cave diving. So
Oh,
gotta have them.
total necessity.
People keep saying they want. I don't know. They're using this word flippers.
Flippers.
They want.
course we
They
want
want. They
flippers.
will love a set of them. They want to have them. We will be, by the way, giving some of these away. Hopefully every month.
Every month.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck, I
No.
forgot about that.
You guys actually now have 1 pair of Deep6 flippers a month to give away.
How about
We will
that?
be
So
doing.
you can give them. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, Bert.
Oh,
This Bert actually
Bert.
is our warehouse and office manager.
Oh wow.
Bert's also
What is-
a another. He's a God. You've been an instructor longer than me. And instructor, trainer, course director, cave instructor as well. So
Wow.
yeah, Bert's been terrible
Awesome.
experience. He also has an MBA. Yeah, it's an
about
educated
that?
bunch around here.
Bunch of smart
So
people.
anyhow, this
Nice.
is our regulator bag. This reg bag is actually pretty cool. It's a double regulator bag. Cause I do side mount or I do doubles on the back, not so much anymore. And I hated always putting them together where they bang up. So I decided that I would make a regulator bag that you can actually put those rags in and they're separated.
Dude.
Right? And these come in green and they
that's
come in
awesome.
gray. So they're separated so they
Traveling?
don't get banged up when you travel.
God,
So
I
These
just
are-
throw
these are-
mine on a.
yeah, now
Wow.
what are you talking about?
Look how beautiful that
My
is.
regulators, I just toss them because
Yeah,
I.
Your,
stop.
your regulators are in one of these bags.
Oh. Wow.
These are your
This
rags.
is your
What?
These are your regs.
That was your surprise. I
Wow.
didn't plan that.
Thank
didn't know
you, guys.
that?
That's
So
awesome.
your
I
regs
did not
are
know
your-
that.
Yeah,
Check
your-
out Gus's new regs, everybody. Look
Wow.
at that. Look how good
Thank
looking.
you.
Yeah.
That's
Look
amazing.
at that, Gus. Look at that. Nice port. 5th port there for your dry suit.
Yeah.
Got you all hooked up with the Deep6 gauges.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Hose already ready
I
to
appreciate
go,
that.
and they are first rate. This is exactly what I dive with.
Awesome.
You
And
might want
I
to
love
put
it.
swivels on, or your bolt snaps and stuff
Thank
like
you.
that. We can
Thank
grab
you.
that later. But yeah, your regs
appreciate
are in the
that.
bag. So
Thank you. That's
you
awesome.
have no reason to be throwing yours around.
All
They're in
right.
the bag, protect them.
I love
So
that.
now
Thank you.
immediately call these flippers.
Yeah.
Or you don't, or you just gonna take them
But they
away.
go away.
Flippers, or they
Yeah.
go away.
Yeah.
And by the way,
yeah.
I guess you handed me these. So
Those
I'm
are for
thinking
you, yeah.
they need to pop a hose on.
Well, I mean-
there's a little.
You were using those
Swollen.
old big 2-inch SPGs on your side mount,
Yeah.
which work, but they're heavy. And
And now I'm using these.
I find the 1.5-inch a little bit better, so.
May
I
have
didn't
been
have-
hopping the same hose on. Before I walk out of here.
Yeah, we can take
Oh,
care of
your
it.
hoses.
You got your regs with you?
Nah.
Wow. How can you go anywhere without your dive?
It is embarrassing that I didn't bring
I mean,
my
seriously.
Deep6 rags. But
Landon lives down in South Florida. He's up here for like a day and he brought his dive gear.
No, I did a little mistake. I will
mean,
admit a little
Have
mistake.
you ever seen me not travel with my dive gear?
Yeah.
Never.
So Gus, that's really nice.
Alright,
man.
so we have two
That is-
things to
Thank
work
you. That
on.
was really cool.
Gus
I knew
needs
you
to
were
learn
gonna
how
do
to
that.
say.
Thank you.
Gus needs to learn how to say flipper,
Okay.
and you need to learn how to always dive with your dive gear.
That I've done. I will always do. But
You
not.
know,
But these are just they just feel quality. Like they're just really,
We-
really high end.
we
Really good stuff.
they're a PVD coating.
Yeah.
We
Coatings. Awesome.
we made a lot of material choices to try to make it as robust as possible. It's not about just making it expensive. That's not our goal. We just want to make it as robust as possible.
Yeah.
You know, PVD coating, but little things like, our dust cap has a spare O-ring down here.
Wow,
Wow.
that's really cool.
All right, it's good to have. It's Delrin. It's not an injection molded plastic, which
I
is
think
cheap.
This
It's
is
a
what
little
happens
dust
when
cap,
you
it's
put
expensive.
on a scuba company manufacturer of gear led by badass divers.
Exactly.
That's what happens. I think a lot of
Yes.
gear companies out there, scuba companies, whatever, they are led by business people, not so much divers, right?
All of our products started as something we wanted to dive.
Yeah, nobody's making this. We should do it.
Everything we've
Yeah.
come out with are things that
Sure.
we wanted to use ourselves.
Always starting
And
point.
so, I guess sometimes maybe the marketability of it was secondary because we were just building something we wanted.
I
Well,
know,
I'll give you
and
an
you
example.
can tell, that's why,
This is
yeah.
something we didn't design. One of our suppliers, this was actually pretty funny. One of our suppliers has a SMD. When we had our SMDs made for us, we had them made for us.
Mm-hmm.
But they had one that they sold in Asia, which is white, which has a shark head on the very top of it. And I saw that, and I showed Landon, and I'm like, dude, that's cool. And he's like, I want one. I'm like, I want one too. And then we're like, what's the MOQ? We had to buy 6, right? And I'm like, okay, we'll just buy 6 of those. You'll have one, I have one, and whatever. We'll have 4 to give away. And so I turned around and I put it up on Facebook. Hey, I got 4 of these.
30 minutes.
30 minutes, they're gone. Mine, which I never got to use, we ended up selling. And now we're ordering these things, and we didn't design these. We just kind of found them, and they're cute as heck. But it's just funny. But that is kind of what happens. But the flip side of it, a lot of the time, it really is a case of we want gear to do this. I always want gear that is going to be durable, it's going to perform well, and it's going to hold up. I'm horrible with my gear. Gus, I shouldn't tease you at all. My gear, I throw in the back of my truck and it will live there for weeks. Like not organized, like just in the back of my truck. I can't remember the last time, other than filling my tanks, my regs stay on my tanks, and my tanks get thrown around
Nice.
and roll
Wow.
around in the back of my truck.
Mine rarely dries out or gets
The-
leaky
the-
in South Florida.
The one question that keeps coming up and up, and it's been asked dozens of times, is how do we win a regulator? Like people want to know. All right, there's a giveaway. How do I win this thing?
Oh, you start a
We haven't.
YouTube channel, and you start getting a lot of followers.
How do I?
and
Yeah,
then-
I did it the hard
and then
way.
we
Maybe
run
I'm
it-
still shocked.
Right. Then we run into each other while we're diving, and we talk about gear. I tell you to try some flippers, and then we say, man, I'm only an hour from you. You have to come down here,
Right.
visit us, and then it turns into we're going to do a live broadcast there, and then all of a sudden,
There you go.
Now
That's
we
how
have
you
a
win
A
it.
monthly pair of flippers.
and next thing you know, you're like Gus. I'm handing you a couple sets of reg across
Thank
the
you.
table.
No,
No.
what are you gonna do for the giveaway?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
for
it's
today's
just-
giveaway.
it's
So
the-
here,
Well,
what I
yeah,
think is.
Okay.
how are we gonna give?
What I think is in about 15 minutes or whatever, let's just ask a question about Deep6, and whoever answers first wins it.
And so
Alright,
you guys
that
can
was-
ask. You guys can ask. a
Just
question.
think of a good question,
Something that we talked about. And
but don't ask it yet. Well,
Don't
15
ask-
minutes
just
from now.
think about
15
a
minutes.
question that you think.
Oh man,
Would
someone
be-
grab a fire extinguisher. I got
Okay,
it.
but
That's
while
how
you
we
think
do it. That's how
while
we
you
do it.
think about this question actually came up multiple times. Is what is Deep6? Like, why is that the name? How did
Great
you come
question.
up with that?
Great question.
What's up with that?
All right, so coming up with a name for a company is actually difficult, believe it or not. And I wanted it to be a little bit nautical, a little bit diving and stuff like that. And back in the days of sail, if any of you have ever worked in a restaurant, you've probably heard the term Deep6 that, which is throw it out. Like, that looks like horrible, throw it out. And by the way,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, Deep6.
I bring up a restaurant. My dad owned a couple restaurants growing up. I went to culinary school, by the way. I'm actually a Red Seal chef. So
Which, by the way, he's.
Obviously.
I heard we're getting a little grill action. For
yeah, we
lunch.
might have. We always grill
Grill out
it.
a little later.
Yeah. So anyway, Deep6, but that term comes from the days of sail. And basically, when you deep six something, it's you threw it over the side deeper than 6 fathoms of water. Beyond 6 fathoms of water, it was not recoverable back then. It was too deep to get back. So if you were being attacked and you didn't want them to capture your cannons with your ship, you would deep six your cannons. And if you're in deeper than 6 fathoms of water, they can't recover. So it's kind of nautical, kind of different.
Right.
And one of the things that we wanted to do, sort of with, the servicing, taking care of the consumers in a different manner, in a different way, embracing technology, kind of deep sixing the old way of doing things. It's not that we don't like the old way of doing things, it's just times have changed. And we're trying to reach the customer where they want to be reached versus forcing them into whatever distribution channel we demand of them. And then again, that goes back to my right to repair philosophy, and support of that movement and my general polarizing personality, I guess. But yeah, so that's why we came up with Deep6. And then we started to play around with how do you do a logo, and we ended up with the shark. in
Nice.
Deep6.
That's awesome.
Well, that was based on a necklace you used to have.
That's
People-
right.
Came in.
Yeah.
There's the
People
shark.
are
Looks
people
like a
are calling
hammerhead.
you
Should've brought
people
it.
are calling you guys out a little bit. So I gotta bring it up because
Call me out.
Okay.
Okay, people are saying it's like if they're flippers, how come they're called fins on your website?
Because
Wow.
I
That's
called them
weird.
things today too.
What?
They're called both on the
They're
website.
called both.
Okay.
Just like today, I've used both.
Okay.
Yeah, our
I'm a
subscribers.
flipper. I'm from now on. I'm flippers. The second I
Because-
heard that it's egotistical, like that's how
But-
the fins work, I'm done. That's,
All right, now let's
They're
talk
flippers.
real life for a minute. That is why we call them fins in diving. It's a little bit of we're better than snorkelers.
kinda like-
But
Really?
yeah, but here's the
That's not
thing.
cool.
Online, we're selling a product. SEO.
Yeah, I was going to mention SEO. When someone
Okay.
searches on the internet, they're searching for
Yeah,
dive
SEO is
fins,
search
Yeah.
search engine
dive
optimization.
flippers.
Right.
Fair.
They're looking for
So,
fins. So if we don't
yeah.
have fins there, people are going to have trouble finding it. And
Yeah.
I actually, in the very beginning, only use flippers. And people are like, I can't find your fins on your website.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or,
so-
I'm
You got
searching. I'm searching
Multi-use.
fins in the
People,
in your search bar.
People are also commenting that they just bought stuff from your website while they're doing this live stream. So thank you
Oh, we
everyone,
gotta
by
go
the
ship
way.
them. What?
Thank you
you,
everyone,
yeah,
by the way.
no,
That's
that's-
good because I'm here today, and you know
Thank
what?
you.
If you
That's
bought the
super
regulator,
appreciate it. That's good.
I'm gonna service it and put it together for you. It should
We're,
be fine.
we're gonna ship whatever they buy during the live
Oh
stream.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
I'm
No,
gonna-
no. we're not gonna ship it while the live stream. We won't have time
No,
for that.
like after.
But like
We're
that's-
gonna video him assembling the. Woody's going to assemble the regulator for whoever wins it.
Yes.
We're gonna double check his work.
Oh boy.
That
And then we're
spring
gonna
will be
ship it.
perfect. I
Josh,
will
you're
put that
gonna video it.
spring exactly in the right place in a little while, I think.
I think
Okay.
you can do it. I think yeah, that's a cutaway version.
I am excited to
Work.
take
We
the
teach-
servicing class, no joke. That would
Yeah,
be-
you guys are gonna have
I
to come down
really
to the
do
servicing
need that.
class.
So yeah,
It's a fun whole day here. You know,
Awesome.
donuts, coffee, espresso, and regulators.
and I can then service them.
Somebody said 5 years. They are predicting that your question is going to be how long has my flippers been on the roof?
Oh
So
my
he's
God.
already answering. He's like, my answer is 5 years. I just want to win it.
Right.
No, that's
So
not
preemptively-
a question, but it has been
I'm
almost
gonna-
7.
Preemptively
Yeah,
answer.
now.
I won't
Um,
take that question away. Don't-
Does Deep6 have Australian distributors?
No, if you want to be one, give us a call.
Yes.
There you go.
We will ship to Australia though, no problem.
We ship to a couple people in Australia.
Oh,
I
we
mean,
shipped quite a few people
it's
to
one of
Australia.
the-
We had a dealer
It's a little
started
slower
up
than transit times,
just
but-
before he was a gentleman retiring from the military, and he started up a dive shop, and then COVID hit, and so yeah, sorry.
Somebody said Beer
Totally
Stat
certainly.
54. I have 5 sets of Deep6 Rex. They're great Rex.
Is it
Cool.
Ed, so
Five.
Cave
That's awesome.
Adventurers is
That's
a
awesome.
is a
Thank you.
dealer, right? In
Cave
Florida, a big
Adventures
dealer.
is one of our
Or
dealers.
you
yeah.
know what we
Ed's
think
one of
of-
our demo centers. You know, he's a,
Yeah.
Okay,
Ed's
so
one of
Ed,
Ed's a good friend of mine,
yeah.
and Ed's always been there and supporting me. He, Ed and I, you know, Len and I go test dive stuff. Ed often is involved in this. Ed's been diving the first prototype Deep6 regulators. They're actually, they were mine. They were my samples, like literally prototypes. And I went down there and I dove them a couple dives, and then I said, "Here, Ed, you dive them and tell me what you think." We got out of the water, and Ed said, "Thanks for the regs." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Thanks for regs and not giving them back." So I laughed. I'm like, "Okay, man, dive the heck out of them. Let's see how they do." And it's actually really funny. He's still diving them. He will not give them back to me. He now jokes with me. He goes, "Chris, every few months, Chris, I'm a little pissed off with your regs." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Man, I have to service them every 2,000 dives." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
they're
sorry,
awesome.
sorry, brother."
Look,
Somebody named Eric says, I'll be in Mariana tonight. I'll be sure to demo some gear.
Ed's
From
regulators.
Cave Adventures.
Yeah, if you go look at
He
Ed's,
needs our regulators.
if
so.
you look at Ed's regs, Ed's don't even have serial numbers or markings on them.
there's like one.
No, they're prototypes.
They're prototypes.
Oh,
They're
I didn't
total
know.
prototypes. But Ed likes that. I mean,
Of course.
his
Side-
Sidewinder's
Sidewinder.
number
yeah,
2,
Exactly.
but it was a prototype still.
I know, and he
Yeah.
kind of helped develop the katana too, which is
He absolutely was involved in the katana too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was involved. But he is very generous to all manufacturers. His idea with that is he'll give them his advice, tell them what he thinks will make it a better product, so it makes it better for divers. He's very generous that way. You know,
It's awesome.
That's
he's a
awesome.
generous guy.
Yes, he is.
Somebody says, yeah, good luck taking those from Ed.
Oh God, I can't get that.
That's not, that's not happening.
And by the way, when it comes to chirping at Ed, nobody chirps at Ed the level that I do, other than Stacy.
Well, nobody chirps at him. I mean, we're
I do.
scared. But
Thank you for the
I
super
do.
chat, James. James is disappointed with Woody because you didn't wear your shark hat. Your shark hat
Well, today I really am excited that Orca Torch made me a pink hat. They claim they didn't even have one, and I love
have an
I
important
love
question.
Orca Torch.
Couple
They
people.
They
There
supported
are-
us when we were
What is your
kind of
favorite
small.
shade of pink?
Oh my god.
Hot pink, really bright hot pink. That's
Like
just,
1980s
Yes.
Lycra?
yeah. Well, I'm yes.
Oh my god.
1980
Yeah,
Lycra
like
hot
like
pink.
hot pink Saturday Night Live disco
Paul
pink.
Paul is saying
Alright,
that
1978. It's getting worse.
Paul is saying that the black Deep6 rash guards are top notch. That's
Cool. I'm glad you
Yeah,
like them.
we still
Yeah.
have quite a few rash guards.
They're on the
Oh,
website.
there's-
We have
there's-
them white and black. I mean,
Grab it. Can you
Yeah,
grab it?
that's
It is
awesome.
good
Let's
looking.
show 'em.
Pink would be
People also keep asking if you have regulators that are O2 clean, so
they're
compatible.
all they all come nitrox clean,
Mm-hmm.
and the excursion, which is the lower one, is nitrox clean. The signature, which is
awesome.
this one that you have,
Just a second, just
Here's the-
oh, there's the
Yeah.
rash guards, really
Here's the
cool.
rash guard, black and white.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this one is the one you were talking about. I held it up.
The the signature comes oxygen.
Yeah.
They do.
Cool.
Man, a couple of the features we've done on this that make it stand out from what else is out there. Like you mentioned earlier, the den cap on it has the recessed O-ring, so you've got a spare O-ring on the back. If you have the yoke model, the yoke doesn't have a plastic hand wheel. It's got a solid machine metal hand wheel. The hand wheel, right, all metal.
Solid.
A lot of the components are coated with PVD, the titanium carbon nitride shelling, so it's the same thing they use for
Feel
hardening
this.
like
Feel
aircraft
this.
tools.
This is a good
And
question.
so it adds a little bit extra durability to
Solid.
it. All the regs, like you mentioned, they come O2 clean to industry standard. They're all sealed,
Yeah,
sealed
and we do some things
styrofoam.
inside with using some Teflon coatings on some parts instead of just chroming and stuff like that. We put a lot into it. They're good performing right.
I mean,
All right,
honestly,
before I
what do you use?
forget, what's up, Sean? I just want to say hello. Motor Monster is asking if I got in touch with the people from Chaos Divers. These are another YouTube channel they got broken into and they stole like over $10,000 worth of gear. Yeah, I actually talked to them for a while. Actually, we talked for like an hour and they're doing great. They're going back home and obviously trying to recover their stuff. They broke into their truck on one of those parking lots near the aquarium. They didn't park at the aquarium. They park on.
Yeah.
Georgia,
those,
Atlanta?
Yeah, here in
That
Atlanta.
area,
Yeah.
you gotta
Man.
So they smashed their window, install everything from hit their car and other cars too.
Wow.
Theirs wasn't the only one.
Were they
Somebody
there, like,
said.
diving for the day or something?
Somebody said, and I like this
Now, when I
idea.
go to the aquarium, I park in the aquarium.
In the aquarium, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I like this idea. Is can you guys come up with a Dive Talk coupon code? Because I'm not gonna win. He's like, I'm not gonna win this thing, so I want to buy one. Is
You
there
know
a
what?
Dive Talk coupon code?
Yeah, we're
Well,
gonna
come
use
up
using
with
the
something.
owners, maybe you could give us a coupon code that they could use
Yeah, we'll
and get
come
a
up with
little
something.
something off.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll come up with
Okay, then
We'll work
the
on
answer's
that.
Yes.
Obviously it'd be so much fun to talk about the details here, but an affiliate type code or something.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
figure it
figure
out.
it out.
Okay.
He's the tech geek.
We just love the
Discount
product
to our
and
guys,
we love
yeah.
them. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
But yeah, no, we will absolutely want to look after that. That'd be cool.
You know, I
How
think
good
we're
are the
all,
regs in cold water? Somebody's asking.
They're
37
fine.
degrees.
They're
37
fine.
degrees.
I'm Canadian, eh?
They
I-
pass their cold water regulators.
I got a lot of friends that are using these up north, and they're fine.
As dive gear manufacturers, have you been impacted by the rising prices of nickel and other stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
shipping costs have gone up immensely over the past year and a half, 2 years. Raw
300%.
materials, $400 now, but
Wow.
yeah. The raw materials are up, I'd say 15%.
Higher,
Access and supply lines are a little
Higher.
difficult at the moment, right? So
higher.
manufacturing a regulator involves a lot of components, and so you have specialty manufacturers that make things like there's a manufacturer that only makes springs.
So
And
there's a
you need
parts.
so many working parts to come
Mhm.
together to
Yeah.
get these products, to market. And so yeah, I definitely say COVID has significantly impacted manufacturing, not just in our industry, like globally.
Yeah, so
It's,
there's a lot of interesting aspects of it. Landon mentioned shipping. It's up 300-400% right now, over what it was 2 years ago. That's one problem. The other thing is just getting a container takes a month, 6 weeks.
There's a wait time.
a wait time, whereas you could literally,
Yes.
2 years ago before COVID, you could book a container and have them deliver it that afternoon if you were
Yeah.
early in the morning. Ship capacity has become an issue. Offloading in the ports. When they get here, unloading and offloading, huge issue. Can take up to 3 weeks. What used to take
be
Yes.
30
used to-
days door to door.
Wow.
is now can be up to 3 months, 3.5 months. Now, going back to raw materials and nickel and everything like that, you said 15%. Sorry, dude, you're way low. It's
Well, I was speaking more of our immediate manufacturing.
yeah,
costs,
but the those have all gone up. The other thing that's been interesting is because of all the supply chain disruption, the people that we're getting the stuff from, that they're buying the raw material to make the product that we want them to make for us, their MOQs, minimum order quantities, have gone up. in order so that they have more float to get in line, and
Right.
you try to get a higher buy-in to reduce the price. And if you don't do a higher MOQ at that level, they're not going to get the product. The wait time's even
Yeah.
longer.
It's just weird. We're
So our-
finding a worldwide inflation.
Oh, absolutely.
This is not just
Yeah.
a product.
All right,
man.
the
It's
questions are
everything.
stacking up. So let me ask this.
Okay.
Bottom line is that
Everything's
minimum order quantity's gone up, prices have gone up, shipping has gone up, lead time has gone up. The only thing that hasn't gone up is deposits, but you're paying deposits on these orders. Like seriously, normally you pay a deposit on an order.
yeah.
You know, it's pretty standard around 30% overseas to do these. And you're looking at 90 to 120 days until you have the product on your shelf
Yeah.
and you're starting to recoup it.
Let go of that cash for a
Guess
long
what?
time.
Now it's
Now
like
you're
9
180
months.
to-
Yeah.
9 months at minimum.
Okay,
Go
Beerstat 54, the guy that has 5 regulators he mentioned earlier, says for Chris,
Yo.
why are the gauges faces black now instead of orange? Orange is the best. I like this guy.
So there's
Well,
the
they have
gauge.
orange on the black. So, believe it or not, I like the orange ones a lot more. And we were trying, growth is tough sometimes. And managing imperial and metric was being a pain. And I wanted to do a gauge that had both of them.
Which it does, by the way.
It has metric
That's
and
something
imperial,
that's
yeah.
very nice.
So it has PSI and bar.
We also
which
wanted
is-
more glowing, in the numbering. So
Yeah. So it was just a change up.
And the needle.
That really what it was just a change up to reduce our SKUs, make things a little easier to manage.
How dare you.
I like the orange a little bit more. I think we might go.
Hot pink.
We'll see what happens in the future.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
No,
This is
no,
a suggestion from
I can't see any world where I'd sell enough pink.
Thank you.
And
You
to
know
be
what goes
honest,
well with pink?
and,
Black.
and
Viewers may differ with
fairness-
that a little bit out
in
there.
fairness, even though I like the orange more too, the black is selling better than the orange ever
It
did.
does, yeah.
They're wrong. All right, so
I agree with you on that one, guys.
Scuba Girls of Georgia, Terry.
Terry?
Any stats on the number of women in your current customer base? I don't know if you keep track of that.
We don't have sex. We have to
matter.
go in and determine based on the name, which would probably be okay, I guess.
But Terry, when you go rebreather, because I know you want to take that class with me, get ready to see all these beauties on your CCR setup.
And in
People
fact,
are happy that you're.
Traditional color choices are different too. A lot of the ladies that order from us, they actually don't order the pink. They order like the blue, potentially more
Yeah.
than the,
Yeah, for
the
sure.
pink.
She wants purple.
I
obviously.
think that, truthfully,
It's kind of
women are underrepresented in diving, particularly in North America and in Europe. In Asia, however, there are more women divers than there are men.
really.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Cool.
and
That's awesome.
as a
That's
result, if you go in Asia, there's a lot more color choices, a lot more colorful, just in general in the gear. And over here, the women are underrepresented, and truthfully, and I mean, it's just intuition. I don't have any metrics on this. I sometimes feel like there's a certain amount of peer pressure not to stand out for a lot of divers to kind of fit in, and they kind of go with that black, gray, blue, boring, versus going with the colors.
Yeah, I had that problem.
And-
I didn't want to
and-
stand out.
And I
and
see
then
that with guys. Yeah, you have that problem
Pink
with pink.
rebreather.
Yeah, but no, I have my rebreather's orange, my sidewinder.
I know, it's
Right?
beautiful.
So I mean, I like the colors.
Sure.
I think it makes pictures
fun.
more.
It's fun.
cool. And it's
That's
fun
why we
to,
dive. Is we dive to have fun. That's always been
you know
my
what, and it's
philosophy.
kind of fun to actually show your personality a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
But
exactly.
now I
Why
say
not?
all that, I also, I hate colors from the point of view of putting it on the shelf. And
Well, I get it
SKU
from a-
management.
Look, overall, I think us expanding the color options on the second stages and us having multiple fin colors, we're trying to
Love it.
appeal to a wider market.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a slow growing process, right, for
Oh,
us as
yeah.
a company. So
Yeah.
we're slowly adding more colors and trying to expand our offering. I mean, yes, we would like to appeal to more women in diving.
Yeah.
I'm with him. I feel like they're kind of underrepresented in diving.
Yeah.
You know,
And
the
she
industry-
says she wants to
industry's
help
very-
you guys change that.
Yeah, The industry's
Oh.
very like male dominated, but
You know
it would
what?
be nice
Cool,
to
Terry.
see a strong.
You want to get into your rebreather, right, Terry? And
Yeah.
take that from you.
Yeah.
And I don't know where you are with your diving, but if you're getting into your rebreather, I don't know if you've ever done a service class. Why don't you come down and join Woody and Gus when we do the service
Terry,
class?
we
Yeah.
could.
That would be an opportunity for you to do the service class with us, and an opportunity we can hang out and talk
Terry,
about
We got
what could
this.
appeal to women
You
more.
could put
She
in
said
that
I'm in
bar.
all caps.
You put in that bar while I put in that spring, like it's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna
We've
be
tried
don't
to
know what
mix
you're
the
talking
product lineups
No,
up
that's
too.
cool.
Like for example, on the
That's
rash
awesome,
guards,
man.
the
I love
white
that.
rash guards are made in women's sizing. You know, the black
Absolutely.
was in men's.
Patrick
We're trying
Shaner
to
wants to
do
join the
it.
service.
Okay,
class as well.
Patrick,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
he is right. I mean, think about, we should be able to service our own gear. I mean, maybe we're going to be out on a
It's not-
liveaboard in the middle, hopefully all of us
It's
together
not-
in Indonesia on one of our dive talk
What are you talking about?
trips, and you want to be able to fix this stuff on your own.
Well,
That's
it's not
really
just
important.
about that either, though. Part of it's about.
Can we mute him on the
Having
other side?
confidence.
Let's just mute the negativity over there.
No, I mean, you know, look, if you want to service your gear, that's cool. If you don't, it's cool too. But like, we do ship our regs with a spare service kit. And a lot of people are like, oh, you just tell everybody they need a servicer. No.
No, no,
We're
no.
sending that spare service kit, so that unlike the event that you ever are in Thailand or wherever, and you have a problem, you can walk in any dive
Yeah,
shop, and
exactly.
even if they say, well, I don't carry that brand, so I don't have the service kit, you can smile and say, I have it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
by the way, the manual's available for the service manual's available to download
Several
on the Deep6
people
website.
are giving you guys praise for that. That they can
Alright.
download the
The
service.
service manual is available for download right there. And if the
Fantastic.
dive shop says, "Oh well, you know, we're not a certified tech and liability concerns," whatever, we could have that discussion. But they can call us up. They have the service manual. We can go over what brands they are techs for now. I know regs pretty well. We can talk about the similarities and differences between the mine. For an experienced reg tech, a 20-minute discussion with them having our manual in front of them. They're good to go. We'll issue the certification for them to do it, and they can service your gear.
All right, guys.
We will support the local
I love
dive
that.
shop anytime to service any of our customers' gear.
Look,
All right.
We're not
So
trying to force people to service their gear. It's just one of the options. You can bring it to any dive shop, they can service it. You can send it to us, we'll service it. Or you can take classes and service it yourself.
okay, guys. So I think it's time that we give this thing away. This
All right.
regulator
All right.
away. So if you
Okay, what are we
have
giving away?
just one regulator, right?
a reg, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're giving away
So-
a regulator. First
Okay.
stage, second stage, and
Yeah,
all.
that
The
was-
whole thing,
Yeah.
not
You-
mine though. Don't just
Oh,
put
I
that
was
down.
about to give the, no? You want
You
this?
have no permission
Remember
to
a
touch
little
that.
while ago you were negative? So I thought maybe you would give yours away.
Give mine away. All right. So, do you guys have a question? By the way, a lot of people really excited that you're Canadian. It's like yes,
Yeah, I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
nice,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Okay,
but-
so
Alright, so what's your question for the giveaway?
Well, Landon was going to come up with a question. I
Oh,
thought.
really?
Okay,
So,
here we
my
go.
time to come up with a question.
Something we talked about, go ahead. You mentioned a lot of things.
You know what? Early in this conversation, I mentioned what year I got certified.
what? What
I
year did
remember-
Chris get certified? That's a hard question.
I know
and
it.
a regulator is a big price, so that's a good question.
Yep, I remember it.
I don't even
Like
remember
said-
it. So,
I'm not sure people's memories.
all right. So the first
Hang
answer.
on.
Yeah, I took a horse and carriage to the class.
Alright, here we
The
go.
answers are pouring in. 1981 was the first answer.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Wow. So
Yeah.
Joshua Paskey, you win.
Congratulations,
regulator.
Roy.
Yeah, man.
All right, Joshua, you have to,
Email you.
no, you,
Oh, me.
the
Okay.
address right away.
Yes.
So that we can ship that out after Woody makes it. So after this is done,
I'm
our
making
plan,
it right.
we're going to have lunch here. And then we're going to do a tour for these guys. They're going to video it and I'll have it up later. He'll have to do all the editing and stuff like that. But we're going to have Woody assemble your regulator, Joshua.
I got you. Don't worry.
And
Oh, boy.
then we're gonna double and triple check it. And we're even going to video it being put in the box
Yes.
and sent to you. And I hope you don't live like
It's gonna breathe like butter. It is gonna. I know what he's about to say, so I cut him off. Butter. My rag
Butter.
assembly just
Butter.
Remind him
smooth
to
butter.
decide on the colors.
Butter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
Also,
Yeah, yeah.
pick
so
your
that
color.
was my my giveaway.
He's in Wisconsin.
I gave away a reg.
Oh, you're
What's
gonna
your
also give away.
question to give
Oh,
away
there's
a-
another
A
thing.
pair of flippers.
Okay,
Oh,
fair
flippers right here. I told you what I think
Fair
about these
flippers.
flippers.
Because here's the deal.
Eddie's baby.
When whoever wins the pair of flippers has to email or private message Gus and say, I won the flippers, and
Oh
you are going to have to force Gus to talk about the flippers.
I love
Okay,
my
all right,
flippers.
all right. I'll
So
go
if
with
we're
that.
giving away the
So what's the
fitness now-
question?
Oh, I'm trying to think. So I've got a good one. How many different adjustment points are there on the spring?
Ooh.
What?
What?
We didn't even talk about
Yeah, we
this.
did.
Oh,
He did.
Yes,
We did.
Yes,
We did.
Oh, the
He
spring
did.
strap for the flippers.
You talk about the
Yeah.
spring strap.
You're
You
saying
talked-
the answers are
I was
coming in
thinking
3
it's
and 2.
Three. So whoever was the first to say three.
Chris O, you win the flippers.
That's good.
All right.
So,
Hey, listen,
again, he
how
needs to
about
let
that
us
they
know,
listen to
what
these
color
details?
it is.
Yeah,
What
so-
color choices.
Pretty
Make
impressive.
sure you tell us what your street shoe size is when you
Yeah.
tell Gus.
Yes.
What size shoe you wear, and also if you have a bootie that's like a big old rock boot, mention that as well. But if it's a standard everyday bootie, just
Yeah.
tell us.
And I just wanted to remind people, especially if you join late, that we will be giving away a pair of fins or
Every
flippers
month.
every month.
Every month.
So,
These
thank you,
These flippers
guys.
are going to be given away every month. These Deep6, and they may eventually come in hot pink.
They are gonna come in.
Someday.
No, it's not hot pink. It's this pink.
Okay, that pink
This
is fine.
pink.
That
This
pink
pink.
is fine.
This pink. Pink.
That's like a
We'll take
Pretty
this
good
pink
hot
right
pink,
here, and that'll
Yeah,
be
people are
beautiful.
asking me, my eyes are twitching at the word flippers. Yeah, I have a headache right now.
That's
Thank
okay. I
Love my flippers.
love my flippers. I love the term flipper. I do. It's a
We're
little.
we're
bit-
gonna bring it back.
It's a little counterculture for me. I
Bring
don't
back
like-
the flipper.
You know
That's
what?
a
Here's
shirt.
the thing. You know,
Bring back the word flipper.
Flipper for life.
I mean, diving is wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful.
It is.
It's
I love this.
when
Comment
you've been trained well, and you plan your dive your plan. It's pretty relaxing and fun. All right, particularly recreational diving. It's easier than snorkeling to me.
Yep.
So trying to pretend like we're super superior to snorkelers, no, not at all.
Love this.
That's what bugs me about this whole. I'm a diver. I use fins. Well, you know, no,
No.
dude, we're not. We're all
We're
people,
just
right?
diving and enjoying.
Let's bring it back.
Exactly.
We're bringing back flippers.
And flippers are easier than diving, or snorkeling is easier than diving a lot of the time. So
All right. Well, guys.
No,
Diving
diving's
is
easier than
snorkeling.
snorkeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
we
the
appreciate
live
it.
stream.
They're awesome.
Look forward to
So
Final
that's the other
words.
thing I like. I just want to close with saying that, you know, I like the people involved behind a product. The product is unbelievable, but you guys are also really into diving. You get the spirit of diving. You're great people, and that matters, right out there. I mean, we want to support a great other fellow divers that have great products. So thank you
well,
for
I
that.
mean,
Thank
we're
you.
always here to talk about diving too.
Yeah.
I'll
And
tell you what,
I gotta get going because I have a regulator to make.
I'll tell you what too.
I don't
while
want to
you're
leave
up
out
here,
a part, for example.
I have some of our new firmware builds loaded on some of the watches that we can do some test dives on, so we can talk about that. Like we'll sit down and I'll go through some of the new features.
Oh, cool.
With you.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
Very good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
tuning
Take care,
in. We'll see you
everyone.
on the next live stream.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.